Good morning, YouTubers, fellow truthers, and even skeptics. I wanted to hop on here this morning, Monday morning, on my way to work. Got up this morning, did my regular normals, used the bathroom, clicked on Facebook. First thing that pops up, ABC 2020. Their discussion, their video coming out called The Shot, Race to Vaccine. Within this short clip, there was a military sergeant, general, whatever the hell you want to call them. But it was funny, the choice of words that he used kind of is what's setting the precedent for me to do this video here. I want to bring up a couple other tactics they're using down the same lines of what he said. His choice of words were, "I consider this to be a war." Another faceless war. Let's review some history. President Bush, War on Terror. President Obama. Oh, let's rewind one back before that. Between Reagan I guess Reagan would be it. The war on drugs. We got the war on drugs. We've got the war on terror. We've got a war on hackers. We've got now the war on virus. Do people not realize that they are engineering and creating faceless wars that we cannot win? We can't take it. There's always going to be terror. There's always going to be drugs. There's always going to be hackers. There's always going to be viruses. And this is what they're subliminally telling us with this one. We're the virus. They don't give a shit about us. They've falsely indoctrinated our entire fucking social structure, our schooling, our government, our health fields, to theorized models when it comes to this virus. They've taken names like Antonio Bachamp out of the history books. And if you do your research on him, you will discover he is an organic biochemist. The time frame he was doing his work was the same time frame as Louis Pasteur. You will learn of Louis Pasteur within our indoctrinated schools, because Louis Pasteur, he's the one that invented the synthetic chemical-based treatments. He's the one that created the ideology of vaccinations and pharmaceuticals. So while he was a synthetic biochemist, Bachamp was an organic biochemist. And like I said, which ones do we learn in school? Because Bachamp was taking an organic approach, addressing it with nutrition and actual microbiology. They didn't push his. They didn't push his studies, his experiments, despite the fact that he had a better success rate in addressing the root causes of our plaguing issues. It was because Pasteur, he was more down the lines with Rockefeller and JP Morgan and Andrew Carnegie with the pushing of synthetic chemicals. Because another name they've taken out of history books, Harry Hoxsey. Harry Hoxsey was a holistic practitioner, and he battled Rockefeller, Carnegie, and Morgan in the public eye for over 20 years. Ultimately, the synthetic chemical industry with J.P. Morgan's, Andrew Carnegie's, and most importantly, J.D. Rockefeller had endless financial resources at their disposal. So they publicly smeared and campaigned and sunk all of this money into demonizing and discrediting, and this is where the term quackery was created. Do your research on it. You'll see that don't take blind faith in what I'm saying. Research this shit for yourself, because the more you ask questions, the more answers you will receive. But my point being, we've been sold illusions generation on generation on a generation of faceless wars. Wars that can't be won. And that's by intention. They engineered this to be this way. That's by their design. And now we have the whole censorship going on. Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and whatever else. Google. That's removing all this information. Anything that goes against the mainstream narrative is being pulled. And why is that? Because they don't want this information out to the masses. They know this will lead to civil unrest. They know this will be the catalyst that makes them lose their control tactics. Their engineered social structure is by design. They monopolize things. They monopolize areas that, like I've already said, the medical establishments, the schooling, the financial reserves, it's government, religion. And we have to wake up to this shit, y'all. Because what they have coming down this pipeline, I'm not even getting into all the different agendas behind the vaccination, because that's their chess piece that they will be yelling checkmate with. Because while they're playing checkers and they're moving all these pieces around the board, cornering us, society, the masses, we the people, only know how to play checkers. So we ain't even playing the same game as them, because we're buying into their illusion of this checker game. While they have bigger intentions and making different ulterior moves and motives against us that are illusionary to us. People realize knowledge is the key. Your health is your foundation. Your beliefs are your success. And your wisdom is your power. Start asking your own questions. Because I've said in many videos, and I'll continue saying this line until it resonates into the masses of men. He who controls information molds minds information. So with that being said, I'll say it again. Knowledge is key. Health is foundation. Belief is success. And your wisdom is your power. People stop sleeping on your God-given abilities. People start exercising not only your constitutional rights, but your human rights, because the Constitution is put into place to protect our human rights. They don't grant us these rights. Government don't give us the right to speak out. Government don't give us the right to bear arms and protect ourselves. Those are God-given abilities, God-given rights, human rights, based on natural law. So realize, with real eyes, the real lies. Knowledge is key. Your health is your foundation, your belief is your success, and your wisdom is your power. Stop buying into their illusionary bullshit. Stop buying tickets to their circus. I hope all create blessed days for themselves, and I love you guys. One love.